What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And today we're back at it, answering more questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
And that is what Ben903 has done. Just to let you guys know that we do have super thanks. So if you guys want to send us a special super thanks question and support the channel, that would be really appreciated. And also we will make that question a thumbnail question and guarantee answer it. Now on to the questions again. Ben903 asks, what does the success of Space Marine 2 mean for the future of 40K? So it's no surprise that Space Marine 2 blew up. Yeah. There were content creators that have never even thought about 40K, didn't know what they were, that they were covering, and they were bringing in numbers. So this game did really, really well. A lot of people were brought into the IP. We have guaranteed DLCs coming, updates coming for the game, and overall I think this is very healthy for the 40K community and GW in general, because now GW knows that a Space Marine AAA game, or any game potentially in the 40K universe, can bring in the money.
Yeah, I completely agree, and now that we've said that this is a good thing for 40K and that's awesome, let me complain.
Yes, because I was gonna say there's always that little asterisk.
Because it grinds my gears to like watch people that don't know, that haven't been covering 40K. They cover 40K, and then they say some things that are kind of like just odd and weird. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes, especially like in the sandboxy element of 40K, it's nice to get a different perspective because then you can theory craft different things. But some people are just like missing the point. And I think it's because Space Marine 2 is not grimdark enough. I feel that as an OG 40K player, there is an element of like, what makes 40K is not a Space Marine, a warrior fighting for the Emperor. No, it's the grim aspect of the fact that like there's doom right around the corner. Mm-hmm. Death is constant. War is constant. There is no good guys in this type of environment. And that's what makes 40K really cool. And to see all these new content creators basically take it as like, Space Marines are basically, think of them as Spartans from Halo. No, they're not Spartans from Halo at all.
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, and I completely agree, because you play as, obviously, the named character, Titus. He's going to be pretty much invulnerable. He's not going to die. Nothing bad's going to happen to him, because you're playing this character from story point A to B, so obviously he's going to come out okay. But you don't see, like, the Space Marines really, I mean, you do see some of them die, but not to the point where it's like a hopelessness.
Yeah.
You see them go up against entire armies, legions of Tyranids, chaos sorcerers, and they come out on top every single time. I think it would be better if, like, your squad mates end up dying, or you see something like, there's no way we're going to be able to kill, spoiler alert, the Thousand Sons summoned the freaking... Was it a Keeper of Secrets?
Yeah.
Or no, Changer of Ways.
Oh, Changer of Ways, yeah.
Yeah, Keeper of Secrets is Slanesh. So they summoned this demon, and it was massive. Like, how is anybody going to fight this? And they come out on top.
Yeah, and it makes me think of, well, this is just me criticizing the plot of the game. You could have removed the Thousand Sons and put any other Chaos faction, and it would have made no difference.
Yeah.
So again, you're not exploring the true, like, mind-bending aspect of chaos that Space Marine 2 just did not get. Mm-hmm. And I think that bothered me. But going back to the positives, I hope that in the future Space Marine 3 will have better plot lines.
Yeah, it was very simple in terms of like storyline. But again, maybe we'll get some DLC that adds more meat to the bone. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this game did really well. It's fun. The PvE and the PvP aspects are both entertaining enough. Like I said, we have future DLCs to kind of enjoy and look forward to. So this game did exactly what any game needs to do nowadays. And I think one of the things that we forget is a lot of video games right now release unfinished.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait for a patch, or you have to wait for updates so that they become the game that they were meant to be. And they took their time with this game. They showed you what it feels like to be in this planet, what a Tyranid invasion could look like. Like the setting, the little details of Space Marine 2 are right on the money.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a few things, if you look into like the nooks and crannies, that it's like, oh, wait, they're doing this? Like, that's not Codex compliant. Wait, why is this guy behaving this way? Or why is this Space Marine have this type of marking on his shoulder pads? But like at the end of the day, they did a really like good job at this game.
Yeah, the Space Marine game itself is cool, but the other thing that I kind of am scared of for Space Marine 2 is that because Space Marine 2 was so popular, the players might influence the actual setting. I should say the new players might influence the setting more than like the old players, because as tabletop players, there's not that many of us.
Yeah.
But as video game players, there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to just buy this $60 game and be head over heels instead of buying an army, painting it, playing it, getting into the lore. So it's a lot quicker to dive into the 40K universe this way, and there's going to be a lot of new people. We've seen an influx of people over on the One Mind Syndicate page trying to get into the lore, the meat of 40K, because for the longest time I've been seeing a lot of people ask, well, what the heck really is a Space Marine? What does it mean to become a Primaris? What are these flying baby robot things?
Yeah, the cherubims.
Yeah. So there's a lot in there that like isn't explained, which is pretty cool. Because like I don't want a game that tells me, oh, this is a cherub. The cherub is basically a robotic fused with like flesh because of the machine revolt and the AI and all this stuff. Men of Iron. It's like, no, that'd be too much info dumping in a video game. So it's cool that the developers just put all this in and kind of just let the setting rest.
Yeah, and let the person playing kind of go out and seek this information.
Because the cherubs have no influence at all in the story.
Oh yeah,
They're just there.
Kinda there,
Yeah.
just flying around. Yeah, I'm curious to see how this influences the tabletop, and I hope that Games Workshop doesn't push forward like this narrative of like the heroes in space kind of thing. But we'll see.
Yeah, I do feel like we're going to be getting more 40K video games, because for the past couple of months, we've been seeing Bolt Gun. What's the one with like the Dark Tide? Yeah, we've been seeing a lot more types of video games come out that aren't to the point of being as polished and as widespread as Space Marine 2, but I think we're going to get more pushes to put them into the mainstream.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because Dark Tide did a really good job of tying in that grim darkness, which is easy because it's like you're in an underhive and you can really showcase that, like, oh, there's like gangs down here, mutants and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see.
Hopefully the next video game focuses more on horror.
Yeah.
Instead of just like action.
So many possibilities for the 40K. The next one comes from Mitra B420. What's your favorite model right now?
Ooh, that's hard, because like 40K has been putting out mediocre models lately, but that shouldn't let you forget that there are really amazing models. Gazkul Magurk Thraka is a beast of a model. Angron, I really like the look of. The new Be'lakor is really amazing. But I'm going to go back to my weeaboo roots and say the new Farsight is beautiful.
Why? What makes it
There's
beautiful?
like little like cherry blossoms there. You got a little bit of a tree. Like his stance is kind of dynamic. It's not the whole knee up, arm raised type of position. So I think he looks cool.
Yeah. My favorite model is the Orc Pain Boss, but specifically his little helper, the Gretchen, whose body is like cut off from the bottom, and the Pain Boss probably glued on or like somehow like connected a wheel. So he has no legs, he just has a wheel, and then in one hand I feel like he has a drill, and in the other one it's just like a hand, but he's holding on to like, it has to be a gun or something, because I think he's something special.
It's either a gun or like I want to say maybe even like a grease wheel thing.
Thingy, yeah. So yeah, that's my favorite model, just because it looks like he's smiling and happy, but you look at the wounds, it's all like stitched up, and it's like, ugh. But then that reminds me, oh yeah, that's what an orc is, or an orcoid, But yeah, that's my favorite model.
Yeah, let us know your favorite models, because when it comes to 40K, like it's hit and miss. But I feel like when it comes to Agent Sigmar, Oh man, Age of
All of them are
Sigmar's
beautiful.
They're all home runs.
Yeah, I've seen some people on Instagram say that they want to take the wings from one of the Stormcast Eternal models and then put it on the new Sanguinor. Is it Sanguinor?
Sanguinary Guard.
Yeah, Sanguinary Guard. And I was like, yeah, because they're way better.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Everything about them, not just the Stormcast Eternals, but even like the Skaven, the I don't know what they're called, but they're basically like orcs.
Yeah, I forget what they're called.
Yeah, Gloomspire or
The
something.
little skinny orcs.
Yeah, not the thick boys.
Yeah. What's your least favorite model, since we're on the topic?
Least favorite right now, just because it's like fresh in my head, the new Inquisitor Cotiaz model.
Yeah.
It looks unfinished. The old model looks way better, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, they just dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, I really don't like the Impulsor. Well, I don't like any of the new Primaris transports, or even, because what's the other one?
Repulsor?
Yeah, the Repulsor. Like, I don't like them. I think they look goofy. Games Workshop could have done something better.
Would you prefer it if they were like on the floor instead of like gravity flying?
Yeah, just big ass tanks. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Because they did a phenomenal job for Warhammer 40K. So Forge World did some awesome stuff.
Oh yeah, the Forge World tanks, they look beefy. They look tough.
Yeah. And then I have another question from Bloodwork. Do you guys always put your freedom first in any situation?
I've had that stuck in my head for a few days now because I've been reading that comment and it's like, where is it from? Is it a show? Is it a song? Because I know I've heard that before.
You hear it every day. It's the end outro song.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, link in the description to the SoundCloud of the artist who came or who created that song. But yeah, it's a really good song. And to answer the question, yes, I do put my freedom first in any situation, which isn't a good thing. Do you have another question?
This one's by Uwu Luwu Woo Woo. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So we all know that everybody likes to get put into like their favorite IPs. Like, wouldn't it be awesome to be in Pokemon? Wouldn't it be awesome to be in this place, that place? But I can assure you, nobody wants to be in 40K. Do you agree?
If you're a rogue trader, you're good.
You're still good, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to come out alive. Like,
Well, yeah, but you're not going to come out alive from this life either.
so rogue traders, if you're unaware, because we do have a lot of people coming new because of Space Marine 2,
Yeah.
they're basically given a right to basically go out into the galaxy, get their own pirate crew, and kind of just do their own thing.
Trade, discover, basically like explore the universe and see what is still out there.
Now, the cool thing about that is that you're not just limited to just getting humans onto your navigational vessel. You could hire crew, you could hire orcs, you can have psychers. Like, the galaxy is open to you, and I think that gives you a lot of possibilities to get a lot of like means of surviving. Because if you're like a Necromunda gang member, if you're just a regular menial worker, like you're living a horrible life. You're not even expected to survive maybe 10 years.
And the reason that character or that title is so awesome in 40K is because that was the original game. Rogue Trader came out, and the whole purpose was for you to be this really cool ass dude in the grimdark universe in the far future, exploring the galaxy. And you would bump into mutants, heretics, Xenos, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that'd be a good way to explore the setting of 40K, going from world to world, having wacky adventures and horrible instances on Space Hulks, getting attacked by Xenos, because you get to see like agri worlds, forge worlds, pleasure planets. So it really is a good way to take in the entire galaxy of 40K. But yeah, if you were just a guardsman, a space marine, you're just going to be bombarded with war, and that's not good.
Yeah. And yeah, but that answers that question, right?
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I don't think anybody, I'm going to agree with you. Nobody wants to be in 40K because the chances of you being a rogue trader are like,
Slim.
yeah, 1 in like a quadrillion.
Yeah. Well, those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. Keep on liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, answering, or giving us questions so that we can keep on answering. This has been The Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan.
and we are out.
to put my freedom first in any situation.